The meeting we had the other day in my office, and I said, I handed you the note that she gave me.
You said, here's a piece of paper. What do you think of this? And that was it.
What did you do with the note?
I have it someplace.
Well, it's got her 5 songs on it.
I know the songs. We're going to play them.
Or you're just kidding around?
Yeah, I'm kidding around a little bit. But the first time you did tell me was that right before the theme came on. So
really?
What are we doing? Yes.
I said that day we were going to play them today.
No.
I didn't?
No. You said, what do you think of these?
Okay, Jenna Lee's song's coming up.
But I had a feeling.
In the 8 o'clock hour.
I got a feeling.
And she and Sandra were, well, first of all, they're terrific. They really are.
Yes, they are.
Right. And so is Columbine. He's
Columbine's a great
They were
guy.
great sports yesterday with Lupica and the stupid football thing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they were great sports. So. And then we'll talk to the man who should have been president, but wasn't. But could have been if they'd have stopped the train.
That's
Senator John Kerry.
That's all they had to do.
But I'll explain to him this morning, because he was this close to being president. And I'm out at the Imus Ranch in northern New Mexico in the middle of nowhere. And an Amtrak train runs right through the ranch.
Yep.
And Kerry and the dirtbag John Edwards, they were on that dopey train trip, remember?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And so they could have stopped the train.
Came right through.
Comes right through the ranch. I mean, we have the main road from the main gate to the ranch compound. That's 3 miles from the main gate. But about halfway down, you cross the railroad track.
Sure do.
So what did I do? They were supposed to stop. So I took all the kids out.
Now this is pitiful.
And the little children with cancer.
Yeah.
And I probably had cancer then too and didn't even know it.
Could have.
So the little children with cancer and the old cowboy with cancer were standing there waiting for the train.
With little faces turned up.
And it was a stormy night.
Yes, it was.
It was.
Yeah, I remember.
Remember that? There was thunder and lightning.
Yeah.
And it were raining.
And there the little children are.
And we stood there in their little, fresh little faces looking for the train.
The old cowboy looking down the track.
And here comes the train.
Headlight on.
And there went the train.
And there went the train. Yeah.
And it was, and one of the little kids looked at me and he said, "That son of a bitch."
He ain't gonna win nothing.
He ain't gonna win nothing. Who's chuckled in here this morning, Charles?
I'm sure he's glad he's coming on this
really?
morning.
Oh, my God.
We're gonna relive this one from 5 years ago. Gee, hey, welcome, Senator Kerry.
Well, no, I'm going to follow yours and Lou's and Julie's and life.
Remember that day, Senator?
We'll get all. I won't say that until very near the end of the interview. Okay?
Right, when he's almost off.
I'm not going to start it with that, which I ordinarily would do.
We just start the program with that. I mean, what, he doesn't have a TV?
Oh, no, he's not paying any attention to anything.
Just an animal. I mean, here, come to my house for Thanksgiving, I'll throw the mashed potatoes in your face.
How is he an animal? Why would you call Senator Kerry an animal?
You're the animal.
Oh, no, I love Senator Kerry. What are you, nuts?
Yeah, well, me? Yeah, I'm out of my mind.
Well, I still voted for him, even, and then the next day or two, because then I'm on the radio screaming about it, and so I forget what network we were on then, one, so probably one with viewers. So then I'm taking the kids to the airport the next day or two, and he's at the Grand Canyon. Remember those pictures where Mom looked like she wanted to push him off the edge there. And I saw my cell phone. I made the mistake of giving him my cell phone number. So I'm driving at 80 miles an hour with the kids in the truck and a big convoy going to the... And he calls me to try to explain what happened. Well, no, he's down to the eye, man. You just relax. He's got a great sense of humor. You need to relax, Bernard.
You don't get it. I don't think you get it at all.
What has happened to our relationship? It used to be me reprimanding you, and now it's you and now, well, you have no idea what they say to me during commercials, what I can't do, or what I shouldn't be doing. Here's Chuck.
President Obama has ordered a review of all intelligence related to the Fort Hood shooting suspect. The review will look into whether information about Major Nidal Hassan was properly handled within government agencies. Hassan remains hospitalized, charged now with 13 counts of premeditated murder. Army Criminal Investigation Division spokesman Chris Gray says additional charges could be filed against Major Hassan.
The preferral of charges is a first step in the court-martial process, and that a charge is merely an accusation. The accused is presumed innocent until and unless proven guilty.
Charges being brought under the military code. Also in the headlines, Afghan police reporting a suicide bomber has attacked some American vehicles just outside Kabul. At least 6 people are reported wounded. NATO reports the injured may include Afghan civilians, NATO service people, and civilian contractors. Taliban claiming responsibility. And the president has begun now his first presidential trip to the Far East. He has arrived in Tokyo to meet there with the new Japanese prime minister who has vowed to end Japan's refueling mission.
He's doing an interview with Fox News, you know.
Yes, I do.
Well, but now Fox is Fox is saying that's not an accurate report that Drudge put out. So we're not sure if that's going to happen.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to talk with Major Garrett.
You thought properly. That was the report, but this morning there's something different.
Not so fast?
Well, Drudge is a dope anyway. Go ahead, Charles.
Who has vowed to end Japan's refueling mission that supports U.S.-led forces in Afghanistan. Mr. Obama's visit aiming to shore up relations between the two nations. And senior Obama administration officials are saying that White House counsel Greg Craig is announcing his resignation later today. Craig's future has been in doubt amid talk that Mr. Obama's promise to close Gitmo by January went off the track under Greg Craig's leadership.
You know, here's what a dope Drudge is.
Yeah.
You know that box on his website where you can provide anonymous tips?
Right?
Are you aware of that?
Sure.
Okay. When I settled with, I sued CBS, but when I settled with them, and nobody knew about it, you know, I wrote in that box a tip to Drudge I wrote all the details of what it, I didn't write the amount and all that, but I wrote that we had settled it. Mm-hmm. I did the same thing when we signed with Fox. Not a single word about it. So he's a moron. So he doesn't look, or whoever it is, doesn't look at that box where you can provide these tips or whatever. So, and then you have to, I believe you have to let them know. No, maybe you don't. So you see what I'm saying?
You're just crazy.
How am I crazy?
You're going on Drudge and giving crazy tips like this?
Yes. Well, just to see what would happen.
And this is what happened. They dropped the ball.
I don't think I told him about the Fox. I did tell him about the CBS thing. Because I was told I couldn't say anything about Fox, so I didn't. But I did tell him about the CBS deal. Chuck
To no avail.
Oh, yeah, they're more.
Nah, he's a loser.
Yeah, he is a loser. 14 after the hour here in the Imus Morning Program. Time for the Fox Business Network Business Report. And here with that is Sandra Smith. Good morning, Sandra.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, you were great yesterday. You were excellent, Jen, both of you. You guys were great sports. It was a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
Thanks. It was fun. I'm just sorry I didn't sink one like Charles.
Oh, well, so I made one too, by the way. So.
Oh, that's right. Well,
okay.
On camera.
Not just Charles.
Good job to
no,
both
because
of you.
Jenna was doing her report when I made it.
That's right.
And she reported spontaneously.
You know, yeah.
Go ahead.
I received confirmation from one of your stage managers that you did indeed sink the ball.
Thank you. So what's going on in the world of business?
Very happy to hear that. Well, starting to look a lot not like Christmas. So Goldman Sachs reportedly will not be holding a Christmas party this year. And this coming from the most profitable securities firm on Wall Street. So says a lot about what we might see from some of the other big companies out there. But trying to keep a low profile, their own Christmas parties, reportedly.
Right.
So some interesting stuff going on. Meanwhile, stock index futures are trading higher today, but the Dow posted its first drop in 7 trading sessions. The first drop for the Dow Jones Industrial Average this month, actually. Lots of concerns about consumer spending after Walmart reported yesterday, but other than that, just maybe a little bit of a breather because the futures are back up this morning.
Well, here's the thing, Sandra. I was talking to Bernard, seeing if I could make a certain comment about the Goldman Sachs Christmas party.
I was surprised I didn't hear something quicker on that, but
yeah,
sure.
Well, no, I heard it, but thankfully nobody else did.
What was the decision, Bernie?
The decision was that's only going as far as my ears, and that's it.
No, so I can't say it. Anyway.
And so we had to do some things, and we were distracted, Sandra.
So I apologize, Sandra.
That's okay. I could hear some chatter. I couldn't make out the words.
Oh, well, it's very rude. Believe me, I'm very sorry. I will not do it again, okay?
Oh, please.
No, I'm not when she's doing a report. I'm not going to do it again.
This hour.
All right, thank you, Sandra, very
All
much.
right, thank you.
Sandra Smith with the Fox Business You're somebody you know.
It's the NFL Now. 2020 Sports.
Good morning. I'm Mike McCann. Just 6 teams remain on the hunt for the Super Bowl. The Saints sent the Cardinals home.
Marvin Gaye, that's a great record. And Patti LaBelle and Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I've never heard that. Have you, Lou?
No, I just heard it a couple of minutes ago.
And?
Fantastic.
Rocking.
You've heard You've heard me talking about the 5 favorite songs, as I just did. Now it's your chance to submit your 5 favorite songs. Over the next 2 weeks, go to wabcradio.com/songs. Submit your 5 favorite songs. We will award one winner based on what I think are the best song selections. And then you get to come down to the Fox studios, watch the program on the radio and on the Fox Business Network, have your songs played on the air, and be presented with a check for $2,500 from our sponsor, Sunrise Detox, the premier center for drug and alcohol detox. They promise to give you one of the most comfortable medical detox processes available. So you can just get off everything and not do the whole AA thing unless you want to. And if you don't want to, just get clean, go back to the bar, then come back to Sunrise Detox. There are people do that 7, 8 times. I mean, at some point you'll get the message. So go to wabcradio.com/songs, enter your 5 dopey selections, and maybe I'll pick them. Time for sports now. And that's Warner Wolf. Good morning, Warner.
Good morning, I-Man. It'll be the Jets, Colts, and the Saints and the Vikings. Pro Picks goes 4 for 4. Blow that horn.
Man.
You're a genius, Warner.
Well, I wouldn't go so
How'd you do on the actual point predictions?
Okay, I said the Jets would win by 3, 20-17. They won by 3.
What was the final score?
Final score was 17-14.
So you were wrong.
Oh, my God. Then I had the Colts over the Ravens 20-10,
Yeah.
and they won 20-3.
What was that score, final score?
20-3.
Hello.
So, I mean, I said the Colts give the points. Then I said the Saints over the Cardinals 45-35, and it was the Saints 45, Cardinals 14.
What was
Yeah,
that?
that's pretty damn good.
Well,
Isn't it?
it's
I
great.
mean, it's wrong.
Are you kidding me?
It's not right, but it's pretty good.
But it's
That's
pretty
not-
damn good.
That's not pretty damn good.
I'll tell you what, man.
I'll tell you what, that was good.
Well, the Jets got a huge break. Nate Kading, the most accurate kicker in the history of the National Football League, missed a 36-yarder, a 40-yarder, and a 57-yarder just before the half.
Makes one wonder if perhaps he was trying to miss.
Oh.
We're short of time here.
Well, short of time. I had a dubious call by Norv Turner. 2:15 left, 1 timeout, plus a 2-minute warning, and he went for an onside kick.
Oh, dope.
Come on. Brett Favre, 4 touchdown passes, including 1 with 1:55 left on 4th down and a 27-3 lead. Even the Vikings announcer, Paul Allen, was surprised.
4th down, Brett Favre indeed will pass. Back to pass, fade left. Shanko diving, catch, touchdown! We just passed on 4th and 3 with a 27-3 lead, and Visante Shanko caught it.
You know
What was going on there, Warner?
I'll tell you what was going on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Brett Favre took the Vikings and gave 30 points. There can be no other reason.
Oh, no, I mean, seriously, I wonder, was there something else going on? Was there some bad blood?
Oh.
Somebody say something? The coach a lunatic or
I'll
what?
tell you what. You know what? I've got the answer. If you want to hear Brad Childress.
Yes.
And here's what he did. Brad Childress was upset all week at the hype that the Cowboys were getting.
I heard all that nonsense and all the hype about the Dallas Cowboys coming to town and the hottest team in the playoffs. And I just asked my team early in the week, just choke it back and shut up. And we'll play the game when they get here.
That's right.
Man, this guy sounds like somebody who would take a chainsaw and cut up children.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. That's a creepy dude. That's what I'm saying.
He's a good coach.
I mean, he's the next thing you know, he's talking to Chris Hansen on Dateline, sitting there in the kitchen saying, well, I thought she was 18.
Oh, jeez.
Warner
And
continues.
Maria Sharapova has lost in the first round of the Australian Open.
What?
Yeah, to Maria Kirilenko.
No, I don't mean that she's lost. I mean, the Australian Open started already?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God,
First
please.
day, yeah.
Sick of tennis. Here he comes again.
And it looks like it'll be a Floyd Mayweather Jr. Shane Mosley fight.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, Saturday, May 1st, assuming the 38-year-old Mosley beats the unbeaten Andre Berto in 2 weeks.
Wonder why I was going to ask Alexis why they are not having a fight. She's wired into all those guys. Do you know why they're actually really not going to have that fight?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
And one theory could be true. You know, Mayweather has always picked his opponents. Always.
Yes.
Well, I think he didn't want to fight Pacquiao.
Oh.
So in this case, he says, well, let's have a drug test,
Sure.
and Pacquiao wanted no part of that, which made it a little dubious. $35 million you're going to throw away for not taking a drug test? That made no sense at all. But I think that's the reason. I don't think he wanted to fight him.
All right, thank you, Warner. Time now for the Fox Business Network Business Report, just ahead of the great Dick Gregory. And here with that is Dagan McDowell. Good morning, Dagan.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm fantastic.
You know, your dress kind of matches Connell's tie. A boy wearing a pink tie today.
And we did that intentionally.
Oh, you did?
Yes. We.
You're-
Why are you picking on Connell? He looks. You wear pink shirts all the time.
No. How did I pick on Connell? Just by pointing out, I'm happy to see that he's secure enough with his own masculinity to walk around here wearing a pink tie. So.
Okay.
That was all. That's not picking on him.
Okay.
That's actually congratulating him, right, Charles?
It still puzzles everybody why you're so consumed.
I don't know.
By these kinds of
What people
things.
wear, I don't know.
You asked Jenna. Yeah, they got a red coat on today.
Maybe he's getting ideas
I don't
for his
understand it.
outfit tomorrow.
That's what it is, Dagan.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But speaking of outfits, by the way, if
I
you're
compliment Charles every morning, don't I?
No.
Almost every morning, don't I?
No, you do not.
Do I ever make any mention of what you're wearing?
Yes, you say that looks stupid.
No, that's not true. Now Charles was lying. Okay, what were you going to say, Dagan?
if you're worried about your shirt fitting and the collar bunching up, you can just unbutton a few buttons and kind of let it hang out a little bit, and it'll fit that way.
Please.
Oh my God!
You mean like Rush Limbaugh does?
Try to eat.
No, you don't. You don't.
Shut up there, all of you.
It's called heavage and cleavage.
Thank you, Dagan. It's 26 after the hour.
How sweet it is to be loved by you. Yes, baby. Ooh, how sweet it is to be loved by you. Ooh, baby, I needed the shelter of someone's arms, and there you were. I needed someone to understand my ups and downs. And there you were, with sweet love and devotion, deeply touching my emotions. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. Hey now, how sweet it is to be loved by you. I'm up in the morning on 77 WABC.
The weekend. Those words alone are enough to make you feel excited.
15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO.
New York sports,
All right, 1-877-337-6666, number to call. Elliot is calling from Brooklyn. There was a caller a little while ago.
18 after the hour here on the Imus Morning Program. On the radio all over the country and on the Fox Business Network. David Patterson coming up. Later on, we'll talk with the Grassy Knoll Nut, Lou Dobbs. Rob Bartlett performing at the Lane Theater, Staten Island. Saturday, February 13th, this weekend. Tony Powell's going to be there. Understand it's not a 50-50 split, though, apparently, with Tony and Rob, which we have time. We'll try to get into later.
Yeah.
See if we can't drive a wedge between those two.
Well, just explore that.
But you can win a couple tickets to see them. They're both pretty funny, by the way. Call me at 1-877-950-IMUS. And it's Chamonix Valentine's week this week, and giving away these Chamonix skincare products that are pretty good. Deidre uses them, pays for them, so I tried to discourage her from doing, but
right.
It's fortunate they don't sell them at Bergdorf. Anyway, we're going to be giving a basket of them to... We gave Connell one. He couldn't decide whether he wanted it or he wanted to give it to...
That was for my wife, actually.
Oh, sure, yeah, but you were up in the air about...
I know.
Who exactly, whether you wanted it for yourself or her, but...
Yeah, we decided on her.
Jenna said that you can use...
Well, I'm sure she did.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, it's so one that'll be coming up. It's time now for the book of the week. You can go to WABCRadio.com or IMUS.com to see my complete book of the week picks. This week's book of the week is Game Change by John Heilemann and Mark Halpern. I picked these ahead of time, so last week it was Just Friends, Patti Smith's new autobiography, and which is a wonderful book, by the way. And Game Change is 435 pages of page 6 items. So you can buy it at Barnes & Noble. Pick up a copy of Game Change. It's by John Heilemann and Mark Halpern. It's the Imus Morning Barnes & Noble Book of the Week. It's time for sports. And here with that is Warner Wolf. Good morning, Warner.
Good morning, Iron Man. As I was saying earlier, Paul Westphal, who hadn't coached in the NBA in 10 years, was suddenly signed this year by the Kings.
Well, you say that as though you're offering up an excuse for not knowing that the dude was out there with the Kings.
That's a Paul Bagalo spin.
Yeah, well, okay.
NBA, the Cavs 12 in a row beat the Nets 104-97-32 for LeBron. The Nets dropped to 4-47. And they are on pace to break the Sixers' all-time record of 9-73.
Yeah.
Jazz 9 in a row, Thunder 6 in a row, and it was Jewish Heritage Night downstairs at the Garden in honor of the Kings' 6'9" forward Omri Caspi, the first NBA player from Israel. He had 18 points. The Knicks blew a 15-point fourth-quarter lead, lost to Paul Westphal's Kings in overtime, 118-114.
This is really horrible.
Now, what did Caspi say after the game? Hey, meanwhile, the Knicks dropped to 19-32 before the All-Star break. Hey, Mike D'Antoni, what happened?
You know, the biggest thing was I just think somehow our spirits all messed up.
Oh, that's the answer.
Might be your, give them one of those Vince Lombardi speeches or something. Hey, you know, Paul Horning sent me a bunch of books autographed to you, Charles, Bernard, and me. And I put them on Julie's desk, but I didn't tell her what to do with them. So she'll send them over to the radio station for you and Bernie.
Oh, great.
Excellent plan.
You're going to come over here and deliver them personally?
Oh, if I get a job with the delivery service, I guess I would, yes, Warner. What do you mean, just in my normal course of activities? No, I won't. I do miss you, but I get to see you on the Fox Business Network. It is almost 22 after the hour. Time for a Bernie briefing. What's going on, B?
Well, this guy Lil Wayne, he had the top-selling album last week on iTunes. Anyway, he was busted for, he had a gun. He was busted in New York. He showed up for sentencing yesterday. He was saying his goodbyes, and he's supposed to be sentenced to a year. And it turns out that he's got a grill full of bling. He's got diamonds in his teeth.
Yeah.
So the judge actually allowed him to go. They postponed sentencing, allowed him to go back to Florida to go to the dentist to get the diamonds, $150,000 worth of diamonds in his teeth, and they're going to take them out, and then he'll be back in a couple of weeks to be sentenced. But don't they have dentists in prison, by the way?
And wouldn't his cellmate be taking out the diamonds? That'd be the first thing he'd do for a couple of reasons.
Let justice take its course. And and as I was saying before, this Phil Spector creature also, he actually, they let him out of prison about 10 guards accompanied him to his dentist to get some work done, and apparently they can do that in California because of lawsuits. If Charles Manson could afford it, he could go out to get work done on his teeth.
Right.
But in any case, Phil Spector went out, and apparently it's not that easy to floss the pubes out of your teeth.
No, see,
But
that's just one.
It's an outrage.
Choke over the line.
Right,
So-
Charles?
Well, no, don't. It's 23 after the hour. It's time for the Fox Business Network Business Report.
I'm drowning. Help Chuck.
And here with that is Dagan McDowell. Good morning, Dagan.
Pull me aboard.
Don't ask me for help.
Business Report. The Business Report is sponsored by Capital One Bank.
Dagan, your thoughts.
Visit CapitalOneBank.com. Dagan, your thoughts.
There are a few things I won't talk about. Sanitary napkins, feminine hygiene, and anything to do with the nether regions.
Sure, okay.
Oh, she almost said it.
What do you know, man?
We
She
were
almost
so
said it.
close.
No, we don't want to corrupt poor little Dagan. So.
Oh, yeah, God forbid. Sorry. Okay. I hope that doesn't happen. Wow, let's be careful.
What's going on Wall Street, Dagan?
Well, you
Talk to us in
I'm
that
sorry.
sexy voice, baby.
Yeah,
Don't corrupt her. Come on.
The snorting voice.
Yeah. Snort for
Some
me,
people
baby.
like that. By the way.
Stop. Come on.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay, what's going on? Come on, hurry up.
Okay, snow on Wall Street. What does it mean for trading? The last time that trading at the New York Stock Exchange was limited because of a blizzard was back in 1996, January the 8th, but the city got a great deal more snow than we're expecting. What, according to weather forecast, 9 to 15 inches in New York City. 20 inches is what the New York Stock Exchange, what New York City got back then, and the Stock Exchange was only open from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. But the federal government shut down. This is the third day in a row. There's no hearing about the Toyota problems. That's 2 weeks from now. It's been postponed. Ben Bernanke will not be on the Hill testifying, but we will find out what he was going to say because they're going to release the testimony.
All right, Dagan. Thanks. Dagan McDowell here on the I'm This Morning program for the Fox Business Network Business Report, sponsored by Capital One Bank. Visit CapitalOneBank.com. Here's one of the governor's favorite songs, the great Sam Cooke.
In a little tent, oh, and just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will.
I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night.
Fearless Talk Radio. Imus in the morning on 77 WABC. If you're considering flying private,
15-point lead like that, it was. Danilo Gallinari also leaves the game with a sore forearm, did not return. He said had to get out.
It was getting worse minute by minute. So I was feeling weaker minute by minute.
And Tyreek Evans,
he's gonna be a big bust.
27. No, he's not. Kevin Martin scored the first 9 points in the OT. It was just the Kings' 4th road win of the season. Nets, meantime, still only one win away from the Meadowlands. A 104-97 loss to the Cavaliers. 32 for LeBron James. Chris Douglas-Roberts, who's been one of the better Nets this season, did not play last night. Kiki Vandeweghe tells us why.
It was just more flow of the game, and that our wings were playing so well.
So well, they only lost their 47th game of the season by 7.
Kiki's gone too.
Tonight the Nets play the Bucks. Can't happen fast enough. College hoops. Syracuse faces UConn. Islanders beat Predators in a shootout 4-3. Isles snap a 7-game losing streak.
I think
Tonight,
this weekend Syracuse plays Villanova at the
They
Dome.
do. Huge game. 34,000 seats sold.
Yeah,
That's right.
Adorama, from cameras, TVs, computers to MP3s and unlocked cell phones. If it clicks, Adorama's got it. So you can snap it, save it, share it, and show it. Moment of the day!
And aside from, I guess, sex, what better to do on a cold, windy, snowy day in New York than, say, drink, like Lou in Staten Island?
Carl?
Yeah.
You're 100% right.
Right.
Today is the day. Just sit back, have a few cocktails.
Have you started the parade of cocktails yet, my friend?
Just after my coffee, I just fixed my first Bloody Mary this morning.
It's 7:45, Lou. I was talking
I
at
know.
noon. I mean, but
Lou likes to get a head start on things.
I'm trying to keep up with you.
Moment of the day, guys. Enjoy this.
There you go. Now we're having a show get together today in the city, or no?
I'll be there.
Are you coming, Bobby the Blogmeister?
Yep, I'll be there.
Yeah, you guys have cash?
I have cash.
You have cash on you, Bobby?
Nope.
No cash.
No, I'm counting on you in that department.
Counting on me. Al Dukes, are you coming to the staff snow luncheon?
Yeah, we're going to keep it local here, right?
We're going to be in Manhattan.
No, but I mean, like, within a walking...
No. We'll probably go to Ben's, like we always do.
I mean, I love Ben Benson's.
It's farther.
It's far.
It's
Did you see the weather?
Yeah, that's
In
going to
a
be a tough
taxi
walk.
cab and go wherever you want.
Oh, yeah. Driving one of those today.
Why not?
Great.
There'll be no one else on the road.
Just skating all over the place.
So you're saying you're only going to lunch if it's within
We
a
go to Ben
like
Benson's, I
2-block
drive.
area? You're going to drive?
If we go to Ben Benson's, I'm driving.
Shotgun.
You can't go shotgun until you see the car. Those are shotgun.
You got to be outside when you say shotgun.
I saw his car this
Shotgun.
morning. No, you don't get shotgun.
I'm
You have
sorry.
to be outside and see the car. That's the obvious shotgun rule. It's like what?
I shotgun with Jerry every morning. That's my...
No. You can only call. It's a man rule. Shotgun can only be called
got a name
outside when you first see the car. Shotgun, you get it. We're not. Now you're both penalized.
And
Eddie, don't say it, or else I'm sitting there by default.
And I don't want Jerry moving the car, because I ride in with Jerry, and we have a spot now.
You guys aren't leaving the city today.
But we have a
but we're in
good
a spot that's good through tomorrow at 11.
You can leave your car where it's at?
I guess
Well, I
can.
think you should leave your car where
He's
it's at.
going to be under an avalanche of snow.
Yeah.
So you put in four-wheel drive, you're out. No
Right.
problem.
So let's take a taxi cab.
What kind of car are you driving there?
It's a four-wheel drive truck, you little
Nice.
guy.
Little
Has
guy.
it been recalled yet?
No, it hasn't, as a matter of fact.
Jerk. No, it ain't a GM product. It ain't getting recalled.
One's home.
What are you driving, Jeff?
What?
You have a truck here?
Yes. We have a four-door Nissan Frontier.
Very nice. Good for you. All right, what do you got, Bobby the Blogmeister?
I have,
attention grabber today?
this girl is, I guarantee she's the hottest Louise on the planet. Her
You know, my
name is-
mother's middle name is Louise.
Every
Well,
little breeze seems to
second
whisper Louise.
I don't want to speak out of turn, but this
What was that, dude? Seriously, what was that? You just had a moment there, didn't you? You've got you on the radio, didn't you?
What do you mean?
What was that song right there?
You've never heard that song?
No, I've never heard that song.
You have never heard Every Little Breeze Seems to Whisper Louise?
No. Who sings it?
Oh, I don't know who sings it. I don't know. Pepe Le Pew. I don't know.
Well,
Eddie, look that up.
this girl's got some junk in her trunk, huh? All right.
Oh, she is. I'm telling you.
All right.
She's gonna be. She could be.
She ain't gonna make the top 64.
To be in love with you.
This little girl.
Beautiful, you're so beautiful. You haunt me all day through. Every little breeze seems to whisper Louise. Birds in the trees seem to twitter Louise.
Go on, culturize.
Each little
Culturize.
There's knows
The attention grabber with a theme song.
Who sings it, guys? Any idea?
Maurice Chevalier.
Oh, of course, Maurice Chevalier. Yeah. I don't care for this broad at all.
How can you say? Look at that last.
More than
look
one
at that
cheese,
picture
baby,
there.
when you're talking French.
She doesn't she's put together. I mean,
thick,
she has.
dude.
She's not that big.
She's got a belly in that fishnet picture, dude.
She looks tremendous.
Listen, you like big girls, that's fine.
She's not a big girl.
There's a girl for everyone, Bobby. You like big girls. Look at this.
She's not a big girl.
She's like a middle linebacker, dude.
She's not
like a middle
Booms.
linebacker.
I know, and I'm not sure
You're
she's
out
a
of your
woman
mind.
either, to be honest with you.
You're out
That
of your
first
mind.
pink bikini shot leaves some doubt.
You're out of your mind.
No.
Chubby chaser.
Yeah,
She's
no,
not-
no,
Yes,
she's
Al,
not
what do you got?
chubby.
Greg Giannotti's on the hotline. Wanted to remind Boomer about a favor. If you could grab him real quick.
BoomerandCarton.com.
Go to boomerandcarton.com and come up in March, the second annual Boomer and Carton Tournament of Babes. Giannotti, who's now the nighttime guy at a brand new CBS radio station in Pittsburgh, joins us from Pittsburgh. What's going on, Double G?
Well, I didn't actually call to get on the air, but I appreciate it, guys. How are you?
Good. How's things going out there? How's the job?
Well, the job hasn't started. I'm starting on Monday.
Nice.
And the snow here's been a disaster. 19 inches over the weekend, another 6 yesterday. But
Right. You think we care about the Pittsburgh weather?
Care about that
I
weather?
don't know. Have you saddled up with a good-looking Pittsburgh gal yet?
I've been here 5 days. guys.
So
Come on.
Should be working it. You
Go right to the warehouse district and go get
Right.
some women. What's the story?
You're a New Yorker. Get over there and do your thing.
That's right. Represent your town the right way, Greg.
I will eventually. Give me some time. I got to get my, everything in order to do a good talk show.
Hey, Greg, listen, I got the greatest thing. I know exactly what will work for you. Go out to that warehouse district and just tell them you're the backup third baseman to the Phillies. It works every time.
Well, I would tell them the Pirates there.
No, you can't tell them the Pirates.
Phillies?
You got to go Phillies.
Because who the hell know who that is, right?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, try that. That'll probably work for you there, Gregor.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Now, what are you calling for? What do you want? What do you mean Boomer to do for you?
No, it was basically, I was calling Al because, we had talked on that after I came out and said that I was going to come to Pittsburgh. Boomer mentioned maybe, Bill Cowher could come on that first show.
Oh, you got some stones, dude.
So, well, no, he brought it up.
So you're calling to ask Boomer to get your Bill Cowher for your premiere.
My booking shows in
What is he, a
Pittsburgh
producer now?
This is ridiculous.
No.
Take him to Minnesota, do this, do that, get him guests now.
Why don't you
Want
call
me to get you Ben Roethlisberger, too? How about the newest Hall of Famer, Dick LeBeau?
How about Mario Lemieux while you're at it?
Yeah.
Will you stop it?
Sidney Crosby, maybe.
Why not just load the show up your first day?
How about Dave Wannstedt, University of Pittsburgh?
And by the way, that'll go really well with all your coworkers if you show up and have every major guy on your first night. Like, they'll really love you for that.
Well, I'm not worried about that right now. I'm worried about doing
What about me? You want me to call in? You don't want me to call in? I'm not
Boomer
calling
will call up.
No, I'm not calling in.
You're not good enough, Boomer.
I'm not.
What?
Well, surprise, surprise. We have revamped things a little bit today. Richard here with you on the fan until noon. Evan will be around at noon. Mike Francesa after that. That is yet quite undetermined time. And then we'll see what happens with the snow. If the Devils game will get off against the Flyers. Flyers are actually in town. And the NHL charter says that if the teams are ready and in town, that they should play. So we'll see if this blizzard continues and gets worse and worse and worse. And they say, you know what, let's do something for the fans and make this another day. We'll see how that shakes out. We have Dove Kramer and Ernie Acosta at the controls. Jerry Recco doing our updates. And I thought, because it's snowing and it's February and it doesn't look like we're going to get out of this mess for a few weeks here, we might as well think warmer thoughts and think of baseball. Quick look back, Super Bowl though. The thing that...
Comments made by doctors, nurses, and parents about the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer.
This is the only thermometer my 3-year-old granddaughter will let me use. It's accurate and great for squirmy babies.
I can even take their temperature while they're sleeping without waking them up.
Just a quick scan of her head and bam, it's taken. It's awesome. I'd recommend it to anyone.
As a parent and a healthcare provider, this is the best one I've found.
Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer. Home model. Available at Target and other fine retailers.
Hurry to Sleepy's President's Mattress Sale for incredible doorbuster bonuses. Get a Sealy mattress and box spring starting at just $199. That's half off the regular price. Plus, get a free Serta comforter, a free Tempur-Pedic teddy bear, free iPod clock radio, and luxury sheets free with select models. Get express delivery, the most incredible price guarantee anywhere, and interest-free financing with no money down. And best of all, free delivery on your purchase of $5.99 or more during Sleepy's extended President's Mattress Sale.
The news cycle runs 24/7. So do we. Doug McIntyre's Red Eye Radio. New, nights at 1 on 77 WABC. Ladies and gentlemen, Imus in the morning.
Jake Tapper, ABC News. He's the chief White House correspondent. We'll talk to him coming up. Stuart Varney and company here on the Fox Business Network. Coming up on the radio. Jake Tapper's coming up. We'll talk to Stuart because Varney and Company starts in about 20 minutes, something like that. My 5 favorite songs for this week are Kid Rock's Cowboy, The Cowboy and Me, Tim McGraw, great record. Carrie Underwood, current hit record, Cowboy Casanova, not a bad record. And Lucinda's version of Mamas Don't Let You Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys, it was on the Imus Rance record. And Black Cowboys, Footprints. Have you listened to that, Lou?
Yep.
It's good, isn't it?
Fantastic.
That's the answer.
What's the answer?
Fantastic. That's just what he said.
You mean not being sincere, Lou?
Absolutely sincere. It could not be a better song.
Why am I getting this response now?
I think it's fantastic.
He likes it. Yes, he's dripping with sincerity, too.
When you walk by a couple of crime scenes and you see how they've evolved, you should learn. I've seen some instances today of what has gone on.
You mean
No, thank you.
With Levin?
Let's start there.
Well, I'm just kidding with Levin.
It definitely sounds like you're kidding, too. I will never listen to that show
well,
again.
No, that's well, because he's down with J.D. Hayworth over McCain. That disappoints me, but we're going to get Levin on, and he and I can discuss it.
That was just an instantaneous, visceral reaction.
Yes.
Calmer heads will prevail, no doubt.
Yes, exactly.
Conservatism is the only philosophy that stands up to tyranny.
Well, all right.
Consistent conservatism.
Consistent conservatism. Get on board.
Of course, me arguing with Levin is I'm handicapped because I don't have a brain. Certainly like his.
It'd be like Alan Greenspan fighting Mike Tyson.
Yes, it would. It will, or whatever. But
Why don't you get some more of these lightweights on? Bring them on. Who's that guy anyway?
Frank Ridge, Matt Taibbi, Paul Begala, he loves all those folks.
Frank who?
It's coming up in the news shows.
Toyota's problems again, a little better data on housing construction,
right.
And the downfall of David Patterson that wasn't. The New York
Times.
Outrage, isn't it? It really is. It's startling.
What a coincidence that he's black and that Mr. Johnson is also black, right, Tony?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Black on black for black and black crime.
This is Andrew Cuomo's work. Fingerprints all over it.
Oh, absolutely.
Man, I mean, I have nothing to back that up, just an opinion, of course.
Yeah. Well, this is an outrage.
Yeah. I guess all black gubernatorial employees look alike. That's why the New York Times is focused on David Patterson for all this time, and all of a sudden it becomes Mr. Johnson's problem.
Of course, Mr. Patterson wouldn't know that being blind, so would he?
He can sense it.
He probably can perceive the fact that David Johnson is 6 feet 7 inches tall.
Oh.
So, because he does see shadow and light, he does have that kind of perception left visually.
I wonder if he feels the women's wrists like Ray Charles used to do, to tell if they're fat or not.
I don't know.
Well, he can see the silhouette.
Oh, I see. What's coming up in sports, Warner?
All right, college ball. Kentucky wins in overtime. They go 25-1, but North Carolina loses again.
Wow.
The Nets win. The Knicks lose by 33. Nuggets coach George Karl has throat and neck cancer.
That's horrible.
And the U.S. beat Switzerland yesterday, men's hockey 3-1. The exact score predicted right here yesterday on the Imus in the Morning Show.
Congratulations, Warner.
On
great.
the nose.
Yeah, that was great.
Thank you.
Barney, what's coming up in the briefing?
This poor guy was up hiking around Mount St. Helens, and he took his coat off, a 52-year-old guy, and he leaned over against a snowbank, or what he thought was a solid snowbank, to take a picture, and he just fell right off, fell down 1,500 feet. And he was down there. He had an emergency whistle. He was actually blowing the whistle all afternoon long. They couldn't get him. They called off the search. They came back the next day, and he was dead. It's a very sad, somber little briefing there, Chief.
Well, how do we know he's blowing the whistle?
Because they heard it.
Well, but they couldn't find him.
That's right.
Oh, God, that's hideous.
Terrible story, huh?
Yeah, thanks for sharing that with us.
That's right. Listen, but if you were ever in a crater, it wouldn't be because you fell in. It would be because somebody pushed.
Why are we just a little farther back, man? Just a little farther back.
I haven't done anything this morning. I don't understand
I
this.
just thought it was just a nice, not a nice, no, but just
but it's poignant. You're right,
poignant.
Bernie.
Okay, thank you, John. I mean, I could go back to the Kennedys. I could go back to
No, that's fine. Here's
Kevin
Charles.
Eubanks in the Today Show.
Here's Charles with the news. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning, man. Toyota considering a recall now of the hot-selling Corolla subcompact because it got problems with the power steering. Maybe. There have been about 100 complaints. Drivers may feel as though they're losing control of the car as it veers and they didn't turn anything.
How is that amusing? I'm just kind of curious.
Because it's just another problem for this beleaguered automaker that just doesn't stop. It's unbelievable. The executives in charge of quality control are saying that there might be a problem with the Corolla braking system. Maybe it could be tires. They just don't know at this point.
Right.
And also unsure if this one is going to require a Corolla recall.
Maybe it's steering and the tires.
Could very well
Maybe
be.
it's the accelerator, the brakes, the tires, and the steering.
The steering box.
Trunk works.
Yeah, the radio works, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's it. And then we were discussing the long-awaited New York Times story that had New York's governor being forced into resignation beneath a scandal that involved drugs
What do you think?
Sex and all of that. It turns out it was none of that.
What do you think the thinking was over there, that they had to run something?
You know, you do wonder.
Because they look stupid.
They absolutely did. Would have been smarter.
That's exactly what they thought they had something initially.
Yeah.
Found out they didn't.
So they got to put this on.
Yeah. Cover up.
But anyway, instead of the focus being on Governor Patterson, the focus of the piece is on one of his aides, a fellow who...
Johnson.
Yeah, David Johnson, who was arrested for...
The high, we're down to around 30 tonight. Tomorrow, flurries before noon, partly cloudy later, highs in the lower 40s. Weather brought to you by Luden's Throat Drops. Remember the great taste and soothing relief of Luden's Throat Drops? Well, for everyday throat irritation, there's still nothing better. Luden's, it still works wonders. Currently 27 degrees from the Weather Channel. I'm Jennifer Natoso, 77 WABC.
Men, are you urinating more frequently? Do you wake up to urinate? Don't ignore your prostate health. I'm Roger Mason, research chemist and developer of the all-natural supplement Beta Prostate, and I want you to know about a free bottle giveaway. Beta Prostate helps your body support good prostate health. Your prostate affects the quality of your life, including your sleeping habits and even intimacy. Beta Prostate has plant sterols shown to support healthy urine flow and healthy sleeping habits. And Beta Prostate is so powerful, you'd have to take 100 saw palmetto capsules to get the same plant sterols found in one Beta Prostate. New customers can get a free bottle of Beta Prostate. You only pay a small shipping and handling fee. Make the call today and get your free bottle.
To get your free bottle of Beta Prostate, call 1-800-794-5759. One free bottle per household. Call now.
And we even have an arcade and a putting green for when I want to practice my golf. All at an affordable price.
Live the good life at a great price at the Atrium Independent Living in Bergen County, just minutes from Manhattan. Call right now for the best and affordable senior living with all the amenities. You'll even get a free month's rent. 201-818-7979. That's 201-818-7979. Plus, you'll get a free gift when you visit. The Atrium. On the web at allendaleCommunity.com. 201-818-7979. Anytime offer. Good luck. Applied legs.
20 minutes at the hour. I'm the morning program on the radio around the country. On the Fox Business Network, Jake Tapper, ABC News, is coming up. We're going to talk to Stuart Varney because Varney Company is coming up in just a couple of minutes. I just got a nice email from, mentioned a little while ago, from Patrick Goncho at RFD TV. Said RFD TV and Tyler Magnus have formed a new partnership. Tyler Magnus, team roping guru, be producing new television shows on roping, which includes tips for kids. Let's cut a commercial for Cactus Ropes for the Imus Ranch. Then we'll feature it in Tyler's new show on RFD TV. We'll air the spot in our other equine shows. Perfect. We could also promote Wyatt's Ropes at all the roping events. Because Wyatt's had Cactus Ropes private label a couple of ropes for him.
Yeah.
The Wyatt Imus Slickhorn, that's the head rope. And the Wyatt Imus Pantyhose, that's the heel rope.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to sell them on Imus.com and ImusRanchFoods.com and give the money to the Imus Cattle Ranch for kids with cancer.
Great.
So, time for a little sports. And here with that is Warner Wolf. Good morning, Warner.
Good morning, Iman. Olympics big U.S. events today. Lindsey Vonn to the long-awaited downhill. Shanny Davis in the 1,000 meter. That's his specialty in the speed skating. Yesterday, men's hockey. Here was the prediction on the Imus in the Morning Show. If I pick the exact score of one of today's men's hockey game, will you play one of my songs?
No.
All right. Here are the scores. U.S. 3, Switzerland 1. That's it, on the nose, Iman.
No.
Not 4-1.
No.
Not 3-0.
Right.
Not 2-1.
Right.
Not 3-2. 3-1, U.S.
Right. Way to go, Warner. Congratulations, Warner.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
On the nose.
We're kind of short of time here.
Okay. Best of show, Westminster Dog Show downstairs at the Garden last night, won by 4-year-old Sadie, the Scottish Terrier. College basketball in overtime, Kentucky goes 25-1, but defending champion North Carolina loses again. And they dropped to 14-12. They lost 68-51, Georgia Tech. 51 points, the lowest for a Roy Williams coach Carolina team.
Well, that's becoming almost a catastrophe down in North Carolina.
14 and 12.
I mean, you could compare that to what?
Well, you might. That's
stunning.
That'd be
Really
like
almost like an earthquake somewhere, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps not.
That'd be like.
I wonder. Thanks. 23 after the hour here in the Imus in the Morning program. Barney and Company's going to start in a minute or two here. Let's talk with Stuart Barney. Hi, Stuart.
Hi, Imus.
How are you?
Well, look, we deal a lot in outrage, do we not? I mean, if you watch the show, you know that we're frequently outraged, throwing up our hands. Look what they've done now. And we've got another one for you. This one's from California. Imus, I believe you have a dog. I believe his name is Virgil. Is that correct?
That's right. I have several dogs. Virgil, Gibson, Tamper, Lucinda.
Okay. I've got Jake and Benny.
Okay.
If we lived in West Hollywood, California, we would not be allowed to buy a dog or a cat from a pet shop because it's cruel to keep them in cages. So, in California, West Hollywood, no more sale of cats and dogs. I know that's not got much to do with money, but it's outrageous, is it not?
No, I think that's a good policy. You should be able to buy. You should go rescue dogs and cats at shelters, right, Charles?
It's a wonderful thing to do. Yeah, to take in a rescue animal.
Yeah, these pet mills at these pet shops. It's an outrage, Stuart, and I can't believe it's for that. You know,
I didn't believe I was going to get beaten up like this.
Well, no, you're not. You know,
hand off.
I'm a big fan of figure skating for two reasons. The Olympics, digressing here, like a drunk over at Rickshaw.
Yeah, right.
And here's why I like figure skating. I like it when the acts fall down, the people fall down, and I like the gay announcers. Now, don't you? I mean, they're so effusive and
well, they understand the sport very well
and demonstrative in their characterization of various acts.
I hate to bring this down to earth and to get serious, but I don't like figure skating. I don't think it should be an Olympic sport because it is a value judgment.
That's too bad.
Race
Because
from here to there. No,
even though you have a tractor and a lovely wife and 6 children.
Correct.
You have a great voice.
Thank you.
And if you could just affect it a little bit, put a little swish in your voice, you'd be the perfect figure skating analyst.
Oh, absolutely.
You would be.
Let me hear you say double sow cow.
Forget it.
What do you say? That was a marvelous triple axel.
triple toe.
That was a marvelous triple axel.
Marty. There you go. Barney and Company starts now on the Fox Business Network. Here on the radio, we're going to talk with Jake Tapper coming up.
Idiot.
White House. He is not an idiot. He's the White House correspondent.
He was referring
for ABC
to you.
News. Oh, me?
Yes.
Well, you would be accurate there, Bernie. I just have to tell you that. So, and Nat, of course, thought we were talking to him. Tony Powell's here. Tony, how are you this morning? What's new with you, by the way?
Racism in the Olympics, Imus.
What now, Tony?
I mean, what now? Did you watch the hockey game last night?
A little bit of it.
It's horrible, man. 3 hours I watched men with sticks beat a black puck up and down the ice. Up and down. You know, they actually called timeout so they could clean the ice, and then they beat the puck again.
Well?
And you know what the goal of the whole game is, Imus?
No.
To put the puck in a net. To enslave a puck, Imus. Why do even people watch this? Aren't you outraged by it?
Yes, I am now, of course. Of course I am.
It, sure.
Absolutely, Tony. What would you expect me to say, by the way? It's coming up on 27 after the hour.
Free to puff.
Let me play this for Tony. The group's called Footprint. The song's called Black Cowboys.
Black cowboy. It's feeling like I'm in a western, a revolver Smith & Wesson, a 10-gallon Stetson, no car suspension, just horse legs. We ride saddleback, no act. It's before stretch Cadillac. I stash no cigarettes, it's ganja. We're gangster. Our movements are as silent as a Black Panther. We survey all terrain. We train to withstand pain. Strict ruling, deep horse dances in the rain. The trust in outsiders is a no-no. We're riders. Gun cock for wise guys in disguises. Constantly watching the line for surprises. Something the average eye won't recognize it. You're dealing with expert sharpshooters. It's not safe nor guaranteed for any wandering intruder. Deep down in some land unknown, weapons felt in our bones. We take our skills and just hone. We're not easily impressed. We're low stress. Yet if we have to, we'll come snatch your best.
I just said I don't know after I had to beat it out of you.
Our morning host can beat up your morning host. Mindless in the morning on 77 WABC.
My life is on my computer. Is that your story? Yeah, well, keep everything on there. Can't lose any of it. I keep chess games on it. What would happen if I lost them? I would kill myself. That's why you need to use carbonite to back up your computer. Carbonite online.
I would kill myself, but that would do about as much for the price of Toyota stock as Howard Stern did for Sirius.
It is 10 minutes after the hour here. I'm Mr. Morning Program. Time for a little news down here with that is Charles McCoy. Morning, Chuck.
Among the headline stories, this bombing in northwestern Pakistan, where a government official says the death toll now has risen to 29. Jawed Khan says the attack occurred at a mosque in the Khyber tribal region. More than 50 people hurt and is near the mosque. So there's some confusion there, but according to the government, 29 are now dead. Pakistan has suffered numerous bombings over the last few months, many of them evidently in retaliation for an army operation ongoing in the Pakistani Taliban area, South Waziristan. What are you mumbling about?
It's just unfortunate that I'm hollering at Rob and Tony.
And I'm talking about
dead people.
Rising death.
To say to Charles and Jenna, it doesn't look... Well, I was talking to Bigfoot on the intercom. I said it doesn't look like it's snowing. And then Jenna and Charles immediately both freak out.
Didn't freak out. Just said, look out the window.
And
we're surrounded by windows, and it's snowing outside.
Hello?
But you were very adamant it wasn't snowing, so we were just saving you from perhaps a huge error on the radio and on TV. We wanted to prevent that from happening. Misinformation.
Right. It doesn't look like it's snowing to me, but now it does.
But what was your point if it were not?
Well, I'm just kind of interested in the way Jenna just is willing to just align herself with you guys and jump all over me.
I care about you. I wanted to make sure you had the right information.
Right. Oh, okay.
I was throwing myself just to make sure that there would be no error on the air.
You're a good woman.
And then I said to her, I said, your dress, which is a very nice dress, looks red on television, but in person it isn't.
You're fascinated with my wardrobe.
I'm fascinated.
This was one thing I did not expect. When it was announced you were coming on Fox Business, your fascination with my wardrobe was something I would never expect to happen.
It's not just your wardrobe. It's clothes. I just said they're just interesting.
Thank you, Kornheiser in the morning.
I like Colin's ties. What's his name? Colin's ties. I said, where do you get? Who picks the ties out for you? Connell told me. He said, well, that's done for him. I guess he has a selection. Somebody presents him, then he can select from that. You know.
That's true.
So, which is, I think, is a good thing.
It's a little easier for Connell, I think, though.
Yeah.
I mean, picking the tie.
So then you came marching in here a few seconds ago, saying that there's some controversy now surrounding the characterization you assign, the color designation you assigned to the dress you're wearing this morning.
Yes, you asked me what color. I said magenta. Paul, our writer, frantically wrote me and said the color of your dress is not magenta, and he was very adamant about that. And he also says he would like you to call him a bad name on the air. That would be a highlight of his life. So that gives you some idea of the perspective that Paul is coming from.
Okay. I don't think I've ever met Paul, have I?
Well, you have to. Yeah, you probably haven't yet.
Okay. Paul may want to confine himself to writing as opposed to getting all huffy over your dress color, right, Charles? What color is the dress, Charles?
A lot of us
Charles
should
is
do
good
that.
at this.
Oh, my God.
Come on.
Should I play the theme again and we can get back on the air?
When's the show start?
This is unbelievable.
It's plum. Your dress is plum.
It's plum.
All right,
it's absolutely plum.
Charles is going to have some news. What is it, Chuck?
God, I don't know.
My headphones were
I mean,
broken.
I am stunned.
Snowing.
This is just, it's so out of control.
I think it stopped snowing, actually.
Why do you...
Let's take a look.
Jenna is absolutely... What is your obsession with other people's grooming? With other people's clothing? I mean, you can't... Every day, ladies and gentlemen, every day when people come in here... Jenna, what color is that dress?
Don't I comment on you?
Yes.
Every day?
Yes.
Okay.
But why?
I think you look nice today. I like that coat.
But you.
And I like the tie, sort of.
You really have. You're.
I just
really
noticed
weird.
stuff. No. I noticed stuff.
Well, why don't you record it internally and leave it alone? Why do you have to bring it up?
I like those shoes, Jenna. I don't know. Who does your hair there, Jenna? Do they do it every day, or what's the deal there with that?
On and on and on.
Like when my wife gets her toenails painted, I notice right away what color they are and stuff. So.
German. Yeah. No, Warner, don't do this, Warner. Don't do this. He's a really weird dude.
What news is coming up? Why don't you confine your comments to that?
Storm.
Okay, and what else? And what else?
That's all.
Okay, and Jenna, what's coming up in business?
We're going to get our reading on economic growth in about 20 minutes now. We've gone through a couple minutes, and we do have some news on one of your biggest investments. I know we only like to talk about business news that affects you, and this does. AIG came out and said, essentially, among other things, that it is not ruling out going back to the government for more financial support, although they're saying they have enough over the next 12 months to continue to try to unwind their businesses. Of course, we're invested in this company, $180 billion worth.
Jenna Lee coming up with the Fox Business Network Business Report, and so is Dagan McDowell. Let's go to the weather weasel now. Joe Bastardi, who's...
Why is it the weather weasel?
The weather meathead.
You know what? I have to take it. I don't want to do this, but I need to take an aggressive posture with you. You know, people call this a snowy cane, a blizzard. It's Winter Storm I-Man. It's mean and it won't go away. I mean, that's. And let me give you. Let's look at another thing about the bodybuilding stuff. You can see at this picture, I-Man, and notice the width of the cheeks here. That's me, but that's when you used to train with me years and years ago, and it's obviously you're doing growth hormone. Take a look at this right here. So there's no question about it.
Is that you?
What's been,
you have like big old...
That's you, too.
Yeah,
that's you. That's you, too, obviously, on my neck over there. I carried you around all these years. Let's get to the weather, please.
You have like big old breasts.
Those aren't big old breasts. Those are. He has well developed.
No, you have man boobs.
I want to tell folks, I listen to this 5 minutes before I go on. I can't possibly be serious about this whole thing. I mean, it's unbelievable. But look, no, I'm sorry, by the way. We wanted to color these colors here magenta for Don, but we couldn't quite get it. You notice there's some magenta that shows up offshore over here. In any case, the storm is spinning around, gradually winding down. The worst of the storm is starting to taper off, but the fact is it's still going to snow another 2, 3, 4 inches. Now, we've had 16.9 inches of snow in Central Park. Not 16.8 or 17, 16.9. Probably be another 3 or 4 inches. There's been reports of 2 to 3 feet of snow in northern New Jersey, up into southern New York State, and on the the Massachusetts coast up in Maine, we've had hurricane-force wind gusts overnight. Now, this storm was very unusual. Pay attention. I want to show you why it's unusual. Because instead of just going out to sea, it turned inland, and it is just going to gradually weaken over the next couple of days. By the way, Monday and Tuesday, there'll be a storm going across the Gulf of Mexico, bringing a lot of snow into the south. That could turn up the eastern seaboard the middle of next week.
Do you compete in these bodybuilding things?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I do.
Have you won any of them?
Yeah, I won the North American Drug-Free Championships in 2002. Won my height class in the over 50 Mr. America a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
I was fifth this past year.
I mean, to be serious, you look great. I mean, for bodybuilding. Well, good for you.
I told you, I have a young wife and young kids. If I don't stay in shape, I'm going to get buried.
Good for you.
Okay?
Well, thanks for being a good sport. I'm sorry I was cranky earlier.
Don, I'm sorry I named this winter storm after you, too. I'm really sorry.
You're not trying to insincere, bastard. It's 13 after the hour. Yeah, it's the morning program. Well, we'll get to Charles in the news and Warner with sports. Jen and Dagan with the business stuff.
Of the night in the world's ancient land, where wisdom grows up in strife, my bewildered brain toils in vain through the darkness on the pathways of life. Each invisible a cloud in the air. Tomorrow keeps turning around. We live and we die. We know not why, but I'll be with you when the deal goes down. I'm in the morning on 77 WABC.
Hey, let me tell you.
The Nike brand says we will continue to support Tiger Woods.
And Laura Ingraham. Hot picture of Laura Ingraham at imus.com, too. When it continues.
The president of Nike brand says we will continue to support Tiger Woods. Who you kidding? If that's the case, why haven't we seen Tiger in one of your Nike ads since Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why.
Tell us, Warner.
Because if you see Tiger in an ad right now, you'll think of 18 women rather than the shoe.
Yeah.
That's why. Remember Mark McGuire's younger brother, Jay, took a shot at his brother in his book, Mark and Me? Hey, Mark.
Hey, Warner.
Why would you do this?
I don't know why. Maybe he needs money. I don't know. I have not been in touch with him or seen him physically for 8+ years. I don't plan on ever seeing him again.
Mark McGuire.
Hard feelings there in the family. So.
Yeah, that's it.
Man, oh man.
But every family, that's a situation.
There you go.
In every family that I know of. In every family, there's family members not speaking to one another. So.
But not you and Fred.
No, not for I get along with Fred fine, but
yeah.
Other members of my family I don't speak to. Well, they don't speak to me. I'll talk to anybody, but once you can get through to me, which might be difficult sometimes. All right, time for a Bernie briefing now, and it's sponsored by PC Richard. And what's going on, B?
Well, the big story getting buried with all the weather news and all that is that the both tabloids, New York City tabloids here, the Daily News, New York Post, calling for, and front page editorials, calling for Governor Patterson to step down now, not just to cancel the campaign, but to resign right now over this scandal about, where his aide beat up the girl on Halloween, and they used the state police, and the governor placed a call to her to dissuade her from getting an order of protection against this guy. And he said last night that he has an open mind about stepping down.
How do we know that's what he did? Because I read that he called. He shouldn't have called at all. But I read that he called just to say if she needed anything and so on, but that just to call the governor is a form of intimidation.
Right,
so.
a tacit.
Yes, of course.
Exactly. Well, so we don't know. He didn't say. They acknowledged that he made the phone call, but not that he tried to dissuade her. However, implied is.
Yes. I like him, but he's got to go.
Yeah, the accidental governor. So we have Elliot Spitzer, David Patterson, and it's an amazing story.
Yeah. So 23 after the hour. Bernie's briefing sponsored by PC Richard & Son. 100 years they've been in business. PC Richard & Son. Time for a Fox Business News business report, and here with that is Dagan McDowell. But good morning, Dagan.
Good morning, sir.
What's going on?
Well, we're waiting for, in 6 minutes, we're going to get that second reading on how fast the economy grew during the fourth quarter. And more information is included in these reports as they come along. This one will include corporate profits for the first time for the fourth quarter. That's incredibly important. If you want companies to go out and start hiring, you want them to be making more money. And in another story, Batman beats Superman, a Batman comic, the first comic that Batman appeared in. It was Detective Comics number 27, just sold for a new record, $1,075,000, topping the $1 million mark hit just 3 days earlier by the first comic that Superman was in, the Action Comics number 1. Pretty incredible stuff.
Well, you told me Frank Luntz was a weirdo. He was fine this morning.
I did not say that. I did not say he was a weirdo. I never said that to you. You thought that and then put words in my mouth.
I did?
Yes, you did.
Well, I guess I thought
love Frank Luntz.
Oh, okay. I guess I thought Frank was a weirdo.
Nice try.
Nice try, buddy.
I did say to Frank, how many gag balls you got in the closet? But
He didn't even respond.
I didn't even respond.
Yeah. So that must mean something.
Well,
how does he know about that? My favorite songs. Let's talk about that. I didn't even say anything.
Senator Bob Kerrey is coming up. It's 25 minutes after the hour. This is another one of Senator Kerry's 5 favorite songs. And I love this girl. girl. She was on the Imus Ranch record. Lucinda Williams.
Tell me, baby, one more time. Don't make me sit all alone and cry while it's over. I know it, but I can't let go. I'm like a fish out of water, a cat in a tree. You don't even wanna talk to me. Well, it's over. I know it, but I can't let go. He won't take me back when I come around. Says he's sorry, then he puts me out. I got a big chain around my neck, and I'm broken down like a train wreck. Well, it's over. I know it, but I can't let go. I was in the morning on 77 WABC.
The weekend. Those words alone are enough.
They dropped by my apartment last night to drop a gerbil off at the...
What's wrong with you?
So Damien, the doorman...
Yeah.
A great doorman of my building, by the way. But anyway, Damien, he calls up. Wyatt gets the phone. He says, Bill and Brian are here with a gerbil. I guess the gerbil is I wouldn't let him up because...
Hopefully it was white.
I guess the gerbil's still there. So. But anyway, I'm ready to marry him if that comes up. And did you watch any of that healthcare stuff?
I did.
And?
Well, I mean, it was interesting to watch the guys. You know, the darkest person in the room was not Barack Obama. It was John Boehner. Yeah, that's amazing. And then I wasn't even sure. I was like, wow, is that the president? And then I realized, oh, no, he's not the president.
Yeah.
Enough with the spray tans.
Yeah, probably, huh?
in the morning on 77 WABC.
Is there no end to the greed?
5 minutes after the hour here in the I'm Swim program. On the radio. All over the country on the Fox Business Network. Barney Company's coming up in a little bit. Well, I looked out the window. It actually is snowing. Isn't it, Charles?
Moderately in Manhattan.
And we've got 10 inches already?
Yeah.
More than Old County got last night, ain't it?
Well, I think we got about 16 last night.
Well, Fred Dickers, the state editor.
She went out
for the New York Post, and he's up there in Albany. Good morning, Fred.
Good morning, Mr. Iman. It's an amazing time here in Albany once again.
How are you?
I'm good. A little tired. It's been hard work here, but we're on the verge of having a third governor in as many years. 3 governors in 3 years. Never been anything like it.
So the governor, you sound like you are convinced is going to have to resign?
Well, that's the widespread view. I was talking to somebody who's really knowledgeable on state government, besides myself, that is, and he said to me, this time David Patterson doesn't need a seeing-eye dog to realize he's toast.
Oh.
He's been toast for a while, frankly, according to his own fellow Democrats. But this scandal involving allegations the governor was involved in interfering with the ability of a woman who apparently had been attacked by one of the governor's top aides to seek an order of protection. Something like this is really on the verge of criminal conduct, if true. Could be criminal. And it's so serious that nobody now thinks he can survive.
I just recently, not about me, but I just recently kind of got to know him, been on the program a couple times. I have to confess, I like him a lot.
Well, look, my experience over the years, I agree with you. He's a terrific guy. I've been to dinner with him. He's terrific. But my experience over the years suggests that most of these politicians have these winning sides to them, which allow them to get to where they are. But it's often just an act. They're charmers. They're flim-flam men, many of them. And, it's easy to be taken in by them. The voters are taken in all the time. But more often than not, it's revealed to be more an act than a reality.
Well, what is it that that he's done now? We think he's done, or he's accused of doing, or has admitted doing, or whatever.
He has a top aide named David Johnson. Guy is with him all the time. He used to be his driver. Now he's a $135,000 a year senior aide. Right. This guy was involved for several years with a woman in the Bronx. The woman alleges that the aide, David Johnson, repeatedly beat her, and recently on Halloween brutally beat her. She was trying to get an order of protection in the Bronx family court, and the allegation is that the state police, acting at the governor's behest or at the behest of other top officials, went to this woman to try to convince her or intimidate her not to press the charge, or not to seek this order of protection, and that the governor himself spoke with the woman in a way that was designed to try to convince her not to seek protection in family court. It's just so improper for a governor or any high official, for the state police as well, to be involved in something like this. Just a couple of weeks ago, the Senate up here, as you probably know, kicked a member of the Senate out of the Senate, Hiram Montserrat, the first time that's been done in almost 100 years, because he was accused of beating his girlfriend. This is an especially sensitive issue with everybody, but especially Democrats who bill themselves, and I'm not challenging that, they bill themselves as very strong opponents of any kind of domestic violence, and this looks like a case where the governor intervened on the side of someone who may be guilty of domestic violence.
When is this likely to come to a head?
Within the next week or so, I would say. Right. You know, the governor has asked, I mean, this is mind-boggling, too. He's asked Andrew Cuomo, his arch-nemesis, to investigate him and others in his administration for possible criminal wrongdoing. I mean, it is mind-boggling. We think the governor, within the next week, is going to have to say he certainly is not going to seek election this November, and it may be, because the calls are building now for him to get out, that he's going to have to step down.
Who will replace him?
Well, right now we've got a lieutenant governor who this governor, in a controversial move, appointed. The lieutenant governor was not elected. Richard Ravitch, you may remember his name, a prominent New York City businessman, former head of the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, a builder, a guy of considerable distinction who's considered very competent. So he would take over if the governor resigned.
Why, back to the Governor Patterson for a second, why do you suppose... I mean, I understand being loyal to people, like, well, for example, Meta Bernard, but Bernard's not beating women. Why would the governor be so, because this guy has a history of that, why would the governor be so loyal to this guy, to a fault, to this degree, and then why would the governor act so idiotically? He had to know that he can't make a phone call to, I mean, come on.
Well, it's tough. You know, you really need a psychiatrist or a psychologist to figure that one out. The governor has long been known as a party kind of guy. Not to mean that in and of itself that's something bad. But in his associations, privately, there have been some people that people in his administration have wondered about, and some of his conduct, which has become public, people on the inside have wondered about. One of the phenomenons here is that the governor's professional staff on the sly appears to be throwing in the governor and this guy, David Johnson, because they resent the authority he had, because they don't think he's qualified for the position. And they think the governor has behaved very irresponsibly. So you have a civil war going on within the Patterson administration, and one of the results of it is the leak of this kind of information.
And then I read that Al Sharpton is having a meeting with a number of other black leaders tomorrow. And, of course, Reverend Sharpton been a staunch supporter of Patterson.
Not quite. Reverend Sharpton, who's got a national stature right now, in part because he's very friendly with the Obama White House, if he has to choose between President Obama and David Patterson, you know which side he's coming down on, so you can figure what's going to happen tomorrow. President Obama has made it clear since September that he wants Patterson out as well.
So if Patterson has to resign, then what happens where does his life wind up?
Well, it's a sad situation for him. He's done some adjunct professor instruction or lecturing at Columbia University, where he went to college. And a lot of people had expected him to get a soft landing. But now that he's caught up in this scandal and an earlier scandal, or what may be a scandal involving the Aqueduct racetrack, it's going to be tougher for the governor. He looks very bad. And, of course, if you're associated with anything to do with domestic violence or covering up for this kind of thing, spousal abuse, I think it makes you even less marketable. He'd make a great radio talk show host, though. He's a very, as you found out, he can be a very charming talker and an enjoyable guest.
Well, I hope it all comes out okay. I kind of like the guy.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Dicker. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Mr. Imus. Be well.
Fred Dicker, state editor for the New York Post here in the Imus Wayne program. Charles has some news. What's that, Chuck?
More about this incident at SeaWorld this week, in which the 40-year-old trainer died. Learning more.
be the one you love. You know my mother now, and the dying now, and my father left me 4 child to cry. And oh, baby, now, when I come on, baby, now, I want you to hold my hand, yeah, tight as you can. I know the right time, oh, it's the right time to be the one you love now. You know what I'm thinking of. Oh, sing a song, my dear.
Hey, baby, you want to look years younger, get rid of
77 WABC.
Stop throwing your money out the window and join the thousands of New Yorkers who have reduced their energy use by up to 40% through NYSERDA's Home Performance with Energy Star program. It's easy. Schedule a comprehensive home assessment to find out exactly where your home is wasting energy, where you're losing money. A participating home performance contractor will explain what improvements you need, how much it'll cost, and how to apply for financial incentives. Whether you upgrade your appliances, heating system, or add insulation, you can start saving now. To find a participating contractor, visit getenergysmart.org or call 1-877-NY-SMART. That's 1-877-NY-SMART. You can also win a free home assessment and CFL makeover by entering our Shining Example contest. Go to getenergysmart.org for more information. Restrictions may apply.
Here in New York, we're shining bright, shining bright.
This is a special news alert to consumers who owe more than $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing during the decline of the U.S. economy, the Internal Revenue Service is now accepting reduced settlements from consumers on back taxes, resulting in back taxes reduced by thousands of dollars. An open phone line has been established by 2010 Federal Tax Relief for consumers to call to see if you qualify for this reduction to ensure your financial stability during this decline in the economy. Take this number down or store it in your cell phone. 1-800-929-1588. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, there's no need to fear anymore. The IRS is now accepting reduced settlements for consumers, resulting in tax debts reduced by thousands of dollars. For your free information and to see if you qualify for your reduction, call into the 2010 Federal Tax Relief Hotline. 1-800-929-1588.
All right. 22 after the hour here in the Imus Morning Program. Barney Company coming up. Dave Imus is going to be a guest on the Strategy Room's Headline Health Program today at 2 p.m. You go to Strategy Room at foxnews.com. I actually have done that, as you see on these various programs.
Yeah.
Then you can email them, and I email stuff, you know.
Okay, great. like you email Hannity all the time?
Yeah, Frank Luntz is coming up. We'll talk to him. It's a good deal. Frank's got it going on. Happy birthday to Fats Domino, incidentally.
Huh.
Fats is 82 today.
God bless him.
Time for a little sports now. With that, Warner Wolf. Hi, Warner.
Hi, hello, I'm in. Olympic men's hockey, that's the big one today. U.S. against Finland at 3 o'clock, semifinals tonight. Canada and Slovakia. Now, last night, the Canadian women beat the U.S. 2-0 for the gold. The women immediately celebrated on the ice by drinking beer and smoking cigars. Here was the Canadians' goalie. And an inducement to bring back to the ballpark this year.
Yeah, boy.
See, I figure if I read fast enough, the next story...
They're women's hockey players.
Yes.
You know, so...
That's right.
Of course they're going to drink beer and smoke cigars.
That's right. What would you expect?
Come on, eh?
San Diego Padres, hopefully to bring back people to the park. They finished 20 games out last year. And last year charged $8.50 for a 14-ounce beer. They'll sell the same 14-ounce beer this year for just $5. The Padres' new slogan, booze it up and you won't know the difference.
Yeah, who cares about the score?
Remember Mark McGuire's brother Jay, who criticized McGuire in his new book, Mark and Me?
Yeah.
Well, here was McGuire's take on the book.
I took care of him for a number of years. This is what I get for payback, I guess, for taking care of somebody. But it's sort of sad. It's a sad day for my family. I don't know how a family member could do something like that.
You stopped taking care of him.
How about that?
That's it. College ball, Kentucky goes 27-1, Duke goes 24-4, Kansas is 27-1, and Syracuse is 26-2. Start March Madness now.
Let's go.
And the world's fastest human, Usain Bolt, holds world record 100 meters, 9.58, has decided to sponsor a yacht named Jamaica Lightning Bolt.
Come on.
In the famous Clipper Around the World yacht race, Bolt will come aboard as a crew member from Panama to Jamaica. Here was Bolt training in his first attempt as a crew member. And what's this, I-Man? What is this?
Just keep on going.
The NBA.
What was that?
Keep going.
You got to
What the
jump
hell
in.
was that?
Well,
This
he
is
fell in the
unbelievable.
water, you know.
25 after the hour here, the Imus for the morning program.
Is that what it was?
Oh, my God. You know,
I was confused.
track, no water, you know.
Well, we're going to talk with Frank Luntz here in just a minute. See what's up with him.
You want more sports, I mean?
Fats still lives down there in New Orleans. Fats Domino. 82 years old today.
You made me cry when you said goodbye.
Oh, hey, Lou.
My tears feel like rain. Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame.
Jesus.
Oh, wait, you were just yelling my name. That's all I heard.
I don't know, because I forgot to introduce Varney.
Oops.
So you're playing a song and I'm trying to talk to you.
No, I just heard my name. That's all I heard.
Well, what were you doing when I said we...
I was sitting here.
What are you reading this morning, Spin or Rolling Stone or what?
Job opportunities, I hope.
No, that's what I hope.
Okay, let me know how that first day goes.
Yeah, good point. Never mind. Time for Barney and Company. Stuart, I'm sorry. I just forgot what I was doing. Well, I don't even know why we went that long.
It happens to me all the time. You get to a certain age and you know how it happens.
Well, I apologize. So I just completely lost it. And then Lou has a horrible attitude, he and Bernard and Charles. They're not
How did I
helping me.
get into this?
What's coming up? Well, Barney and Company starts now, right? What are you going to
Yeah,
do?
it does start now. But I don't want to interrupt the fun that you guys are clearly
Well,
having.
we're not
and
having any fun
necessarily
this
at my
morning.
expense.
Not with these bastards. We're not having fun.
Thank you.
So what are you doing this morning?
I'm afraid we're going to get serious. We're going to talk about the Medicare emergency that's coming up. Hate to do that to you, but that's what we're talking.
All right, Barney and Company starts now on the Fox Business Network. Here on the radio, we'll just stumble along and try to figure something out. It's 27 after the hour. Sure, a lot of you said, well, if you knew what I knew about P.C. Richardson, still run by the P.C. Richardson Son family.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have a bunch of people telling them what to do. That's why they haven't ruined their company.
Exactly.
That's why they have 57 great stores, and whatever. Anyway, what's up, B?
There were some negative moments there on the course yesterday with Tiger Woods. That's from his perspective. From ours, it was positive, I guess. There was a plane that flew overhead with a banner that read, "Did you mean bootyism?" So that was as close to a heckle as anybody got. And one of the chicks, Jocelyn James, the one who's hired Gloria Allred, is trying to extort Tiger Woods. She danced in Atlanta, and she got some publicity. And Joanna Malloy in the Daily News describes her this morning as juicy. She has a juicy fruit, thin torso, and thoroughbred legs with prize pumpkin breasts. This woman needs like a literary contract. That's pretty damn good. And this guy, the producer of the show Survivor, he also created this show Pimp My Ride. He's been arrested down in Mexico on suspicion of killing his wife. They found his wife in a sewer about 80 yards from the hotel, and they went down there for a reconciliation vacation. Apparently, he was caught cheating, and they were going to work things out, but apparently that didn't happen.
Jerry Weintraub. Do what Jerry did.
Yeah. Well, he's going to need his survivor skills, being the only gringo in some crowded, hot, roach-infested Mexican jail down there.
Yeah.
So, but he's been released right now. He's got to stay in Mexico. He has scratches on him, so it's just getting ugly out there.
Yeah.
But how about divorce? Don't be stuffing your wife in a sewer, for God's sake.
It's a step before that.
There are a couple of things you could do before that.
We got options.
Yeah. So tomorrow night, Rob Bartlett's going to appear at the Community Theater at the Mayo Center for the Performing Arts out in Morristown, New Jersey. Y'all could go there and see him. It was great to see that Wheeler Jordan last night. Gosh, I hadn't seen that since, I don't know, Club 1407 back in 1971.
Spin that wheel.
Anyway, then Tony Powell's going to perform at the Rhode Island Comedy Connection in East Providence on Friday, April 23rd. So, you know, the boys have got to keep him busy.
Right.
It's 30 minutes after the hour. We'll talk with, play the song, Lou. We'll talk with Senator Joe Lieberman coming up, see what he's up to. We're live in the, we're always live. It's this morning, we're in a wolf den at Mohegan Sun. On the radio, this is Jackson Brown.
Cynical SOB. The Wild West of talk radio. Imus in the morning on 77 WABC.
Ever since Citation Air launched the new jet card, the response has been just tremendous. And why not? With an hourly savings of up to 24% versus the marquee jet card, it's the best value in private jet.
So, my godson Taganucci and his much acclaimed comeback. Perhaps I just don't understand the game of golf. Hitting a little white ball hundreds of yards across a lawn just to win the right to wear colpire la centinaia di paia un po' bianchi di liarde attraverso un prato appena vincere la destra per indossare una giacca orrenda verde. Hideous green jacket. What is that? I wouldn't wear something like that to a cockfight, let alone allow myself to be photographed in it, smiling like some kind of mentalmente sfidato. Although he is the best ever to play this game, despite the fact that he is, how do you say, a moron. What's the matter with you? You pay $10 million to one putana to keep her mouth shut, but you neglect to pay the other 20 in whom you have stuck your mortadella? What, you thought porn stars are known for their discretion? Portare la sua testa fuori del suo retro. Take your head out of your own 19th hole and act like a man! But as someone who values his family, what I find to be an even greater infamia is this Tiki Barber forsaking his pregnant wife for the pentola de miel of another woman. Tiki, why do you treat the mother of your children so disrespectfully? Have you learned nothing from the mistakes of my godson Taganucci? Or that biker character Jesse James with his paint-by-number skin? I suppose that because you never got a Super Bowl ring, you figured you'd try to win another crown. This one for Borsa di Doccia del Pio Grande de tutto il tiempo.